What's up guys, Braden here with SuperATV, and today we're going to be showing you how to install SuperATV's heavy duty Nerf bars on this Polaris RZR Pro R4. So let's get right to it. So the first thing we're going to do is remove enough of our skid plate hardware to gain access to the back side of the frame so that we can install our hardware into our Nerf bars. So now that we've got the hardware removed from the side of our skid plate, we're going to grab the front of it and pull straight down. So once you have your hardware out of your skid plate and it's dropped down, what I like to do is take something to slide up against the frame rail and up against the skid plate just to hold it down out of the way. So we're going to go ahead and grab the front section of the Nerf bar here, and then we're going to grab a spacer as well as one of our bolts out of the hardware kit. We're going to slide the spacer down onto the bolt and then thread it in to the rearmost threaded tube on the front portion of the Nerf bar. So on the forwardmost mounting hole, whenever you go to install your hardware, you're going to want to put your washer and your bolt. As you try to slide it in, you're going to notice that the head of the bolt is going to hit on the plastic on the bottom of the floorboard. What you're going to want to do is go in and remove just enough material to get the head of the bolt past the plastic, and then we'll install our spacer. So now we're going to take a burr bit and knock this lip down on the bottom of the floorboard here that's making contact on the head of the bolt. You can use whatever you'd like, but I found that the burr bit seems to work the best. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and check and see if our bolt will go through now. If it doesn't, then we're just going to continue working the material off until we can install our hardware. So now we've taken enough material off that our bolt will slide all the way into the tube. Now we're ready to install our spacer to the bolt. So now we're going to take the front section of our Nerf bar. We're going to take the rearmost side that already has the bolt installed, slide it into position, then come up here to the front and start the hardware that we just installed through the frame. We're not going to fully tighten anything just yet. We're going to leave all of our hardware hand tight. So yours should look just like this. So now what we're going to do is take one of our bolts, one of our washers, we're going to slide it in here and it's going to come out the hole in the frame just like we did on the front too. Take one of our spacers, slide it onto the bolt. We're going to grab our rear section of our Nerf bar. Get it lined up. And we're just going to start our hardware in. So in order to get the rearmost hardware installed into the Nerf bar, we're going to have to come back here to the rear seat, move your harnesses out of the way. You're going to reach directly behind the headrest. There's going to be a lever back here. You're going to want to squeeze it and then just pull straight forward on the seat. Once it releases, we'll grab the top of the seat, slide it out of the way, remove it from the machine. So once we have the upper portion of our rear seat removed, we're going to come in here and remove the following push pins. Just remove this panel and we're just going to set it aside. So now that we have our panel removed, what we're going to do is grab a bolt a washer and spacer and orient them just like so. We're gonna find our filler neck, and this is gonna be on the passenger side. We're gonna go directly below the filler neck, and you're gonna feel a hole in the frame. We're gonna run our hardware directly through that hole, that tube, and get it lined up with our Nerf bar. So now what we're gonna do is go ahead and couple the front section to the rear section. We're gonna be using our tube clamps. What we're gonna do is go ahead and take all of the hardware out of our clamps. Once we have all our hardware loose, we're just gonna go ahead and separate the clamps. And we're gonna take them, slide them onto the Nerf bar. And we'll just want to slide these Nerf bars around until our clamp lines up. We'll take our upper portion with our hardware and just go ahead and get the hardware started. And you want to make sure you have all of your hardware good and started before you go to tighten anything. So once these are started enough to where they're kind of going to hold the tubes in place, we're going to grab our second clamp and go ahead and get it started on the lower coupling position. Once we have all the hardware started in our top clamp, we're going to grab our bottom clamp and go ahead and get it coupled to the Nerf bar. So now all of our hardware is started into our clamps. I'm going to try to reposition this clamp a little bit to get it to where it sits flat. Easiest way to do that is to take a screwdriver or some sort of soft blade, put it in between the clamps and just kind of rotate it around to get it in the position that you like. So now what we're going to do is go ahead and fully tighten all of our clamp hardware. Whenever you're tightening the clamp hardware, you want to tighten it in an X pattern. So we're going to start here, go to here, go here, and so on and so forth for both clamps. So now we're going to take our bracket. This bracket is going to sit up on top of the tube of the frame. This portion here is going to slide up against the head of the bolt. So it should look just like this right here. So now you're going to go through and fully tighten all your hardware. Once you've got this bolt tight, you can go ahead and reinstall your felt panel here. Just take your push pins, line them back up with the holes. And we can grab the upper portion of our seat, slide it back into place as well. Just make sure that you slide your harnesses out of the way. Make sure your seat's good and locked in. Ours is. So now all you're going to do is repeat all these same steps on the opposite side. So once you've went through and fully tightened all your hardware, that's all there is to it to install SuperATV's heavy-duty Nerf bars on this Polaris RZR Pro R4. Be sure to check the description below to pick yours up today, and while you're there, drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.